Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to all. Okay, we will continue our topic in this subject, managerial economics, with the topics of the economics of information. Okay, the information economic, or we call it the economic of information, is a branch of microeconomic theory, which is studied on how the information and information system affect an economy and economic decision. Uh, we have to bear in mind that information has specific characteristics, which is um, it is easy to create. Okay, the information is easy to create, but it's hard to trust. It is easy to spread, but hard to control. Okay, in this topic, we will discuss in four subtopics, which is we'll cover about what is the mean and the variance. The second one is uncertainty and the consumer behavior, and the third one is uncertainty and the firms. Okay, and last, we will discuss about uncertainty and the market. Okay, now look at what is about the mean. The mean. Okay, the expected value or average of a random variable. Okay, it is computed as the sums of probability that different outcome will occur multiplied by the resulting payoff. Okay, so this is the formulas of how to get the mean. Okay, which is the EX, which expected for good X. Okay, Q1, QX, and until Q ends to XN, where XI is P of I and Q1 is the probability that P of I occurs, and Q1 plus Q2 until Qn must be equal to 1. Okay, the mean provides information about the average value of random variables. Okay, just bear in mind, which is the mean is to if giving the information about the average value of the random variables, but yield no information about the degree of risk associated with the random variable. Okay. Okay, because of the mean is not giving any information about the degree of risk, we have to test the variance and standard deviation. Okay, the variance, a measure of risk, the sums of the probability that different outcome will occur multiplied by the squared deviation from the means of the random variable. Okay, the means that we get, okay, from the formula. Okay, and then we have to square of it. Okay, so then we will get the variance. Okay, so this is the formula of variance. And then the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Okay, the square root of the variance. Okay, now look at the standard deviations formula, or how to calculate the standard deviation. Is this is the variance that we got. Okay, from the formula. Okay, so we have to square root over it. So this is the formula of it. So the normal distribution curve here show the standard deviation, which is the shapes of the distributions is like the bell shapes. Okay, it will show the percentage of the risk that will be occur in the economy. Okay, now look at the second subtopic of information economics. Okay, the second one is about the uncertainty and consumer behavior. Okay, in this topic, we will talk about the risk aversion. Okay, there are three types of risk occur in the economy. Okay, the first one is, we call it the risk averse. Sorry, yeah. An individual who preferred a sure amount of $M to a risky prospect with an expected value. Okay, of this is mean. Okay, expected value. Okay, of $M. Okay, so this is the risk averse, which is the individual who have a risk averse in his life. He will always prefer a sure amount of the what he expected. Okay. The second one is risk-loving, an individual who prefer a risky prospect with an expected value, okay, which is mean of M dollar to a sure amount of M dollar. Okay. Okay, that is for the risk-loving. Okay. And the last one is risk neutral. Okay. An individual who is indifferent between a risky prospect where means is equal to M dollar and a sure amount of M dollar. So the risk neutral is between a risk averse and risk loving. Okay, there are the examples of how the risk aversion influences decisions. Okay, the first one is according to the product quality, for example. So as a risk averse person, he or she will always think of the sure amounts of the uh, risk that he or she will be faced. So he or she will need the informative advertising. Okay, from that he or she can alter the state of uh, buying or investing in the market. Okay, and he or she also needs a free samples and needs a guarantee. Okay, if he is a risk loving, so he or she don't mind to be lost or to gain the profit from it. Okay, but he or she still need the information from the uh, advertiser or from the seller to get the information from the product. Okay, and then the chain store, for example, a goods or services. Okay, it means that if the chain store, for example, the food court, for example, there is a lot of store providing the food. So the goods and the services that provided from all the store must be giving the sure of the goods food to the customer. If he or she is risk averse, he or she needs to make sure that the food that he or she buy from the store is uh, delicious for him, for example. Okay, and then the cleanliness of the space or and the guarantees that the store can give to him or her will alter the taste of the customer. Okay, and also about the insurance. Insurance also need to give the informative advertisings to the customer. Okay, because of from the informative advertising, it will influence the decisions of the customer. Okay, and also need to give the good services and give the guarantee to the customer, so it will alter the consumer taste. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the consumer search topic, which is as a consumer, as we have a risk aversion in our life. So we have to search to if you want to buy something or to find something. We have as a consumer we have to search. Okay, due to uncertainty. Okay, because of due to uncertainty, consumer always making the decision based on the search or investigation. Consumer product reviews and recommended by the best product to purchase based on their findings. Okay, information search and decision making. Consumer engage in both internal and external information search. Okay, so as a consumer, we have to search, we have to investigate before we buy goods or before we take a service from any of the company. Okay, and the review from the other customer, okay, will give the information for us as a consumer to make a decision whether we want to buy or to reject the goods or services that we find in the market. Okay. Okay, to gain the information in the market about the products or the goods or services that the consumer finds, it involving the internal and external uh, part. Okay, the internals is about the memory and thinking, which is use of what is inside the consumer mind. Okay, it typically used more for relatively low involvement decisions. Okay, the internals is about the word of mouth, media, store visits, and trials. Okay, word of mouth meaning that from the review from other customers. Okay, so from the media. Okay, so from there the consumer can alter the taste to choose whether to buy or to reject the product that they find in the market. Use of information inside the consumer mind. Talking to others, reading or visiting stores. Typically used more for relatively high involvement decisions. Okay, so it will approach to search for problem solutions. Okay, problem solutions. So from here they will make a decision whether it will buy or to reject the product. And a model of consumer search behavior. Okay, the first one is look out, which is locate, verify, and monitor. Okay, the consumer have to look out first. Okay, the product or goods that they are searching for, and then they have to learn, which is they have to compare, to comprehend, and explore more about the product or services that they want to find, and investigate, which is they have to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize the product. So from these models, the consumer can alter the taste, which is uh, this model will influence the decisions of the consumer uh, search, and they will choose to buy or to reject the product based on this model. This is the curve to show the consumer search. Okay, so from the curve we can see the blue lines, meaning that the benefit that the consumer will get from the search. So the R is the price that they are reserved for. Okay, so C is the cost. So if the price that they search is below R, so the product or goods will be accepted. And if the price is uh, greater than the R, okay, so they will reject or they will choose not to buy the product. In some case, the consumer will choose to search more to get the more information and try to alter their taste based on the search that they have made. So they have to increase the cost of the searchings or investigations, and once the cost of the searching is increased, so the price of reservations also will be increased. Okay, so from there they will get more benefits. Okay, then when we talk about the risk aversion, when the search cost increase and the reservation cost price will be increased, so the consumer will get the higher chance, the best chance to get the better product or goods or services that they find in the market. But they will involve in the risk aversions that we have discussed earlier. Okay, I will continue with the second part of this topic in the next video.